So as promised in a previous video, I said that I was going to paint the dial on my GA-2100. Now, I paid $79 for this watch. It's not very expensive, but I am not an artist, so I'm probably going to screw this up. But I'm going to take you step by step through the process of what I'm going to do, and then of course I will show you the final results. So let's flip the camera and watch me destroy a watch. Okay, so here we are. I have everything set up. This is the paint set that I bought. I bought this off of Amazon. It was like $11. I will put a link down below to the watch. I will put a link down below to this paint set. If this works, and obviously you are interested in doing it, maybe this is a good paint set, we'll find out. So what I'm going to do here is I've decided that I want to paint all of the indices in different colors. And I'm not sure exactly which colors I want to do. The case and the strap are blue, so I want to do something that will match with that blue. And then I want to paint on the dial a little bit, but not a ton. And I'm going to do that with a brush. I'm not going to splatter. I might do little dots. I might do lines. I haven't decided just yet. That's what I've decided to do. Let's see how it turns out. I'll try and film as I do it. All I did was take apart the watch. It's very, very simple. Just screws for the case back. The movement and dial pop right out. There is quick release on the strap. So all you need to do is just pull the tab and the strap comes right off. So everything very easy to take apart on a CASIO. I think almost anybody can do it, even myself. And I would not say I am very good at repairing watches, so very easy to do. So very quickly, I'm gonna open up the box and choose some colors and get to work. So right off the bat, I am choosing the smallest brush that it came with. I don't know if there are smaller ones out there, probably are. I don't know if this is too big for what I'm going to be trying to do. It also came with this palette knife. That's for mixing the paint if you want to mix colors. I don't think I'm going to be doing that, so I probably will not use this. And that's really it. So here are all the colors. I'm going to start choosing some colors and get to work. So just a little bit of an update. What I've been doing is essentially choosing a color, putting it on this little piece of paper, cardboard that I have here. I have the paintbrush here. I have a glass of water, which I've been changing out every time I wash the brush. There's a little sponge that I sort of rub the paintbrush on. I'm not sure that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And then to get the excess water out, I just roll it on this paper towel, and then I choose the next color. So far, it's actually been coming out very, very nice. I still haven't painted the dial. I've only done 4 indices so far. I've chosen sort of a mint green, and then of course a purple. So the purple, I had to mix white and purple to get a lighter color so it would actually show up on this dial. I have a blue here, it's a cobalt blue. I have white, and I have a dark green, which I think I might need to add another color into it to make it a little bit lighter. That's the green right there at the bottom of your screen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish coloring the indices. I'll show you that final result, and then I'm going to color the dial, or paint the dial. I say color, but that's what I'm going to be doing. This actually dries very quickly, so I can do second coats on each one of the indices. Each individual index will get a second coat, so that will take a little while. I will come back in just a few seconds and show you the results. What I've done is I've put 2 coats of each one of the paints on each one of the indices. And what I also did is any indice that faces another, I put it in the same color. So you can see here, yellow with yellow. And then I started putting little blotches of paint on the dial. I'm going to really fill it up with paint, so it's going to take a little while because I have to keep on going back and forth with the brush, cleaning it off, grabbing new paint, putting new paint onto the dial. Very quickly, I'm going to continue with the dial as the indices dry, and then I will put a 3rd coat and add more paint to the dial and keep going. So I honestly can't tell you what just happened, but I can tell you things got out of control a little bit. And I started out with dots. I moved over to like brush strokes on the dial. I kind of messed it up a little bit, but then I brought it back to something that I think looks cool. It almost looks like, I'm not gonna say a Monet, but it does look like something that your child might have done in 3rd grade. Now, I'm actually pretty happy with it. When this dries, I think it actually will look pretty decent. I'm gonna let it dry, I'm gonna let it sit out overnight, then I'm going to recase it, and then of course, I'll film the final results. Well, here are the results. A lot different from how I started out. So essentially, the dial is very different. I was doing a splattering on the dial. Instead, what I did was I removed the actual hands, I removed the dial, and then I made sort of a patinaed look, a copper patinaed look to the dial, which I think worked really well. I used yellow and green and white. So I mixed green and white, and then I had like a yellow base layer, and that's why you see these little yellow areas around the dial. I think it looks really good. The indices, those didn't turn out exactly how I wanted them. I wanted them to be all different colors, but it didn't work out. So what I did was I tried to clean the dial with nail polish remover, and I tried to clean the indices with nail polish remover from my first attempt. The dial turned out fine, actually cleaned off really well. The indices did not. And this is the result actually. So when I was done trying to clean it off, I actually liked the way it looked. So I kept it. There's a little bit of white, there's a little bit of different color on each one of the indices, and then there is the base black that it was originally. Taking the hands off of a G-Shock is very, very easy. Putting them back on, also very easy. All you need to do is just pop them off, and then putting them back on is really easy. They literally just snap into place, and you could use a tool. I have a tool right here that is really, really simple. It's just a little tube on the end, and you just push it down. You make sure they're level, and that's really it. There's 3 hands on here. You also have that hand right there in the sub dial. Everything lines up, and it looks great. Also, one other thing I did here is you'll see the bezel is now colored. That was very easy as well. You could take a knife, you could take the palette knife that comes with the paint set that I will put a link to down in the description. I'll also put a link to this watch down in the description if you are interested in it. You just take the palette knife with some paint and you press it into the letters. You let it sit for maybe 10 seconds and then wipe it off with a towel. I did that for each one of the words on the bezel, and that's it. The only thing I would say that I would have done differently here, well, I've learned a lot in the process of doing it. I would have picked a different color maybe a gray colored bezel or gray colored strap or case. I'll put a link to the gray one that I'm talking about down below as well. Although I do like the results of this, I probably just would have went with a different color for these 4 pushers. That's all. And it would have been a little bit brighter. All in all though, I am very happy with the results. I really like the color dial, and it sort of looks like patinaed copper. I'll do a close-up so you guys can see what I'm saying. And here it is. I have 7.5 inch wrist. Not that this is a review of the CASIO, but lots of modders out there, people modding the CASIO. However, this is a very different type of mod that you don't see people doing on YouTube or anywhere really. And there is a few brands, a few companies that actually make hand-painted dials that aren't that dissimilar to this, I have to admit, and they are very expensive. They're charging $1,000 and $1,200 for those watches. This was all done, all said and done, this cost me $80, or yeah, $79 for the watch and $10 or $11 for the kit, so around $100, just under $100. Really not bad. That's delivered to your house. So if you choose a different color, or if you go with this color, I mean, I would just, like I said, the only thing I would do differently is maybe brighten these up, but you could choose a different color for your dial. You could do whatever you want. If you're a little bit more artistic than I am, you could really do a good job. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Down below, I will put links to this blue CASIO. I will put a link to the gray CASIO I was talking about. There's also another CASIO with just the gray bezel and a blue case, I believe. So I'll put a link to that one as well. And then I'll also put a link to the art kit, the paint kit that I used for this modification. Everything still works, by the way. The light still works and all the functionality still works. It's just painted. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I will put links to all the items in the video as well if you are interested in trying this modification for yourself. Anyway guys, thank you very much for logging on. I will catch you in the next video.